Hey everybody, Josh DeGaspie here with We Buy Houses. Here at my first property I've ever bought. Bought it about 2.5 years ago. It's a duplex in Masontown, Pennsylvania. Bought it for $16,000 and have about 4 into it, so we'll say 21. Rent out each side for $650, we'll say. Worth about 30 to 45, safe numbers. And I cash flow after all expenses, no matter what, vacancy, capital expenditures, insurance, principal and interest, repairs, water and sewer management, which we do our own management, so that's another $150 on top of that, taxes. Have all the paperwork in front of me for each property I own, make sure they cash flow. And so this one cash flow is $521 after, no matter what happens, that's what it's gonna cash flow, worst case scenario. So I'll show you a little video of it, and then we'll head on to the next property and tell you a little about that. So right there, the Masontown duplex. It's my first property ever. $16,000. Got about 20 into it. Been rented out since then. So while I'm in the area, let's get on to North Water Street in Masontown and show you one of my favorite deals I've ever made and favorite house I've ever got. This is my favorite house right here coming up. We have 13 properties. Really good shape. This is more the lower end places, but again, it's an income producer, and great. This has been a money for. So give me some time here. I'm going through Masontown right now. Good old Masontown. This is my hot spot growing up. Just used to roll around here all the time, and grandparents from here. My grandfather was actually president of the Italian club and whatnot. So don't want to bore you guys too much. Maybe I'll cut this section out of the video, see what happens. But it's my first start, and everything I've done up to this point, I can tell you this right now. I've done this all on my own. No handouts from anybody. I haven't got one handout. That duplex I bought for $16,000, okay? Put 4 into it. That was everything we had. Me and my wife put everything we had into it, $16,000. And we went to the bank, refinanced it. They appraised it at 45, so we got 85 or 80% of loan to value. And we got 40 back out. Rolled that into another property, which I will be showing you here in a little while after I show you all these other properties. But no handouts at all. Just I know you guys are gonna say, oh, he's some rich kid guy. That's what most people say, but we know we've done this, and I never thought it would grow this big. And I was like, I need to get out of my job, and I wanted to take a shot at something, and I just started doing some little marketing things here and there. And one thing led to the next, and it blew up. And now, 3.5 years later, we have 13 properties and 18 units. So, pretty happy with that. Got a good monthly income coming in. Not seeing much of it because I continue to buy and rehab and keep my projects going. So, that's what we're looking at so far. About to show you my favorite property here coming up. This is North Water Street. I'm gonna tell you what, this house I'm about to show you now, you wouldn't be able to recognize it before I bought it. So it was a cat house. The lady was living in there. Family was going by just putting cat litter on the subfloors and letting the cats live in there. Nobody was living in there, and destroyed the place. Cat urine is the worst. If you have any experience with remodeling homes, cat urine is the absolute worst. So we shellacked this whole place down. I was afraid that we weren't ever able to get the smell out, but we did, and it turned out to be one of the nicest properties and my favorite so far up to this point. Which we have some nice properties, but this is my favorite. Real good neighborhood. I would say an B plus to an A neighborhood. So let's show you this here now. Coming up here soon. Real nice neighborhood. I mean, this is really nice. So I'm gonna turn my camera angle and let you know what I have into it and what it's worth and whatnot. Let's do this. this. Turn around, get a better camera angle. North Water Street in Masontown. It's probably the nicest neighborhood in Masontown. I think people think about Masontown, it's not very nice, but it's got some nice sections, and this is the nicer one for sure. So I'm gonna turn this camera angle around and show you what we got to go. Really nice single family home. This is it. It's a single, like big fenced in yard, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, finished basement. I got it all. I bought it for $23,000. Okay, I ended up having probably 60 into it, $62,000 all the way into it. It has a fenced in yard, detached garage, attached garage, worth $150. Safe number, $150. Tomorrow, it's worth, this is a huge money maker, to be honest with you, for a single family home. And has a big fenced in yard. I'm not going to show you all back that. It's a big back deck, detached garage, beautiful home. So that we got about 61, 62 into it. That is worth, let's see what I got on this property, $150 safe, very safe number. Cash flows. This is, for a single family home, this is unheard of. After all, I rent it out for $1,280 a month. We pay water, sewage, and trash. So after vacancy, capital expenditures, management, insurance, and all the above, okay? We're cash flowing $453 a month with all the equity built into it. I mean, that's just, as far as I know, that's unheard of, to get a cash flow property like that with equity behind it. But again, if you have any other experiences, please let me know. Cash on cash is a cash on cash return of 16%. Again, that's great. Cash flow is great. So that's where we're at. I mean, after everything, that's what cash flows, no matter what. Principal and interest and mortgage. Very happy with that property. I love it. My house, everything in there is brand new. Brand new furnace, brand new AC, flooring, life-proof flooring. That's something I shouldn't have to touch again, but again, we'll see. Now, we're on my second. That was my I don't know, 8th property I bought. Something like that. Is in the middle of the road. So I'm not exactly sure. A lot of these things have a lot of experience with all this. I mean, I started out just doing it all. I was working a full-time job, working from 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning till 3, 4, 5 o'clock at night, driving an hour away at home, doing all this stuff with remodeling, making sure my guys are working, and I'm a lot more hands-off. I'm more on the management side and whatnot, able to keep growing faster and acquire. I'm more acquisitions guy. I acquire a lot more properties, do the research on them, make sure we're making the right moves and whatnot. So properties continue to really build, and I want to keep polishing it and keep perfecting it and growing, so it's a lot more hands-off and where I can continue growing and just keep growing and see what happens. This is my living. This is what I make a living at now. I quit my job about exactly a year now. Been exactly a year. This is exactly a year. Wow, this is crazy. Yeah, I didn't even realize I'm doing this video, but it's been a year exactly since I quit. This is June of 2017. So that's where we're at. And I keep all my hourly schedules on my refrigerator, giving me a reminder of how hard I worked to get to where I'm at now. And I'll tell you what, it really put in perspective of how hard people work just to make a living, and I'm doing that now, and I thank God that He put me in this position I'm in, me and my wife, and hoping everything works out. I mean, we're still got a long way to go, but I feel it's really working out good so far. A lot of the right people in place. I got 2 contractors going for me right now, the brothers, 2 crews. A lot of remodels right now, a lot of busy season. So See, you know, see what happens out of it. So I'm on my way in, next property. A lot of stories behind each and every property I've ever bought. I mean, a lot of stories. To write a book on it one day, man, because it's been a ride. Good ride, though. So, let's see where we're at. Kind of boring ride right now.
Clerks need to be trained in tech.
And one of the reasons I'm doing these videos, guys, is anybody that's in the gutter, not wondering what to do with their life. Let me tell you something. I've been there. I have been there. Don't think you can't, because you can. I never thought I'd be able to do what I've done. I took a chance, started doing little marketing things here and there, and it blew up, like I said before. But I'm doing these videos to give all you younger little hustlers some motivation to do it, because you can do it. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's a long shot, so it takes hard work, perseverance. It takes a lot of hustle, okay? I mean, there's gonna be times you're just gonna quit, and you're not gonna know what to do with yourself, but you gotta keep going. You can't quit. You can't quit. That's the number one thing I would tell you. Don't ever give up. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. Because that's when you fail. You can keep failing, but you don't quit. So. Let's see where we're at. Got some Dunkin' Donuts, yeah. A long video, I'll tell you that. Whatever. Got a good day for it. Good day. Also, I want to start out. If anybody is wondering where to start at, one of the books that really changed my thoughts on how I think about working and wealth building. Everybody read Rich Dad Poor Dad. First book. I am not a reader. I can't stand to sit down and read a book. Read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I tell you what, I mean, gives you a different world of how you look at things. And I have, both. If you read the book, you'll understand what I'm saying. But the Rich Dad, I'll give you the gist of things. The Rich Dad didn't have no schooling. Made everybody work for him, and had no education. Poor Dad had a college degree, worked for the government, and just made a living, made good money, but nothing like the Rich Dad did with no education or anything like that. Read it and tell this long story. Don't want to get into it like that, but it really hits home for me because my dad was in the Army, and government, job just like the other, the Poor Dad, which they're not poor, they're just kind of giving you an idea of what, how the world works and whatnot. And the Rich Dad, my father-in-law, it really hits home for me, man. I tell you right now, that's where I'm at. I was between the two, and I've learned so much from both of those guys. There's no right or wrong way of thinking. There's just the way they were raised and how you bring people up. And read that book, guys, because I tell you what, I think it's the first step. Read the book. That's what I was been told, and trust me, it changed your mind of thinking. Start reading some real estate stuff. A lot of good things out there. I pretty much piled it up and made my system out of it in my own little business. From what I've gained and learned, you know, I didn't go out and just doing this stuff. I learned for a long time before I pulled the trigger on my first deal. Learned a long time. So you guys, you can do it. You guys out there working these jobs, working hard, you got to go through those rough times. You ain't gonna get nowhere having everything handed to you. You are not gonna get anywhere getting everything handed to you. You can't. You got to work for it. I don't care. You got to work for it, or you're never gonna know what it feels like to really be on the bottom. And what if you got to be able to come from the bottom to the top? You're not gonna be able to get just handed things and have your own business and do good. That's not the way it works. So you got to you got to have the sense of reality and knowing what others do to make a living, and work hard, you know. So this is a video. A lot of downtime. We're coming up though on it. We're coming up. It's gonna be a split entry house. A little place called Revere in Union, South Union Township. Great school district, LA school district. Everybody wants to be in. 3-bedroom, 1 bath, big basement, unfinished. Split entry home. I put a brand new roof on it about a year ago, and on the garage. Got it for $27,500. This is one of the better deals I've ever got. And I tell you what, I mean, all of my deals have been phenomenal. Through a lot of hard work and determination and perseverance. So I'll show you this. I got bought for $27,500. Put about $3,000 into it. It's been rented out since. I rented it out for like $975 a month. Cash flows $300 a month. Okay, that's with after every single expenditure, no matter what happens. Capital expenditures, you know, broken roof or leaky roofs, leaky anything. I mean, it's repairs. That's all combined in that number. Okay, if you will understand that, but that's repairs, vacancy, capital expenditures, insurance, taxes, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna get in this neighborhood, show you what I got. About 40 into it, no 30. I have about 30 into it. Worth, safe number, 100 to 120. Very safe number. So that's where we're at. I like holding them now. It's mine, you know. So this is it right here. And right now, switch the camera angle. I'm going to show you what it looks like.